I'll be reacting to Blue Reflection Ray episode 20. I'll be watching it from Funimation's website, and I will be starting my reaction in 1, 0, go. Alright, I pumped the hell up for this, because even though, yes, the series has had a quality dip in the animation, I've been liking the script the last few episodes, but in saying that, though, I just hope they've been saving... Oh, boy. The thing is, though, the mistakes that our girl made, yeah, I'm really not going to blame her for making them in the first place. But then again, I got to give some props to Shino for manipulating Mio masterfully, because if we're going by technicalities, Mio hasn't made those mistakes in this loop, but since she shared the memories with her, she does a great job of making her feel as if she made them. So that's what I like, because what Mio what she should have considered is that was a different her, not the current her. But considering the stress that she's under, I'm not going to blame her. You know, when I see stuff like this, I'm really curious more about Shino's origins, though. Honestly, anyone would be better off with absolutely nothing than whatever the fuck Shino provides as far as emotional support goes. I gotta admit, oh boy. And the way she says Onechan, it is fucking creepy. I mean that in a good way, though, because if I didn't have any fear for Shino, I would just be completely indifferent to the scene. So I, again, gotta give praise to the writing staff. They're doing a damn fine job of making her super damn memorable. Speaking of which, the singer of the opening has such a beautiful voice. Because the opening theme, it just kicks so much ass. Kind of, when it comes to Nina, I actually didn't notice it before, but I do love how they make her briefcase semi-prominent in the opening, actually. Gotta admit, that's a nice bit of attention to detail from the animators there. Didn't really notice it the first few times watching the opening, but now that I do, I'm getting at least a much more bigger appreciation for all the little details. And saying that, just sucks that in the opening itself, the action sequences look amazing, but in the actual episodes themselves, they don't look that good. And this series has no excuses when it comes to that, because you have Magic Record in the same season, where its opening animation looks as good as the episode animation, at least when it comes to like the emotion or the action set pieces. But who knows? Maybe the animators will get their shit together in the finishing stretch. I'm gonna cross my fingers. And a shame too, because the voice performers do a fantastic job each week. Literally, the writing, I think, is good. Voice performers are good. It's just some of the emotional effects are lower. Like they're like right there with Fuka. On a distance shot, she looked a little bit off model there. Which, in comparison to the other episodes, you can tell there was a lot more detail. Things were more on model. It like weakens the emotional punch a little bit. I gotta admit though, Shino's entrance does look fucking cool. What the fuck was that jump? No, seriously. As someone who's watching almost all the Metro Girl anime this season, like Muka Dream Mix, Tropical Girl Pretty Cure, Magic Record, this is actually the worst animated Metro Girl anime of the season, which is a shame because conversely, this is like, I'd say the second or third best running Metro Girl anime of the season. So that's a shame, really. Like here, it looks good. The animation, it's like inconsistent. There are bits where it's like, oh, it looks beautiful. Damn, I actually kind of would have wished they would have dragged out Shino attacking the common bit. Seems like it would have been a fun scene to actually witness. A shame because the series. Okay, now I feel like the Russian things because Yuzu and Len had how much buildup in the previous episodes, and they just get bitched the fuck out off screen. It feels like they're rushing things now in Blue Reflection, right? Like this series used to take its time with nice buildup, and now they're just rushing things. They rushed that. They rushed Ryoka getting defeated, and then last week they rushed Mio getting defeated by Ruka and Hiyori. Because again, the base script is good. It's the execution from the animation staff and the directorial stuff that's kind of lacking now. I highly doubt that. If anyone's a walking sin, it's fucking Sheena with manipulating people and turn them into worse. And then the way she's enjoying this with that smile. It's funny how she's talking about how other people are sin, even though she herself is the biggest sinner. Well, one of the biggest sinners in the fucking series. Considering she's affects people fragments. She manipulated Mia. She's killed almost how many people? No signal Miyako. All right, at least we get to see a bit more action. Hopefully, they animate it better this week. I don't think there's no way Hiri is going to be falling for that shit. You know something I'm liking about. Here's something I give credit to the writing staff though. With Shino, not only did they make her a badass by just having her overpower her opponents, but she also just rips people apart psychologically too. Whether it be Mio, Hiyori, she's actually a pretty damn good antagonist, all things considered. That's something I will give this series credit for because that's an issue that I see in some Master Girl animes like Muka Dream Mix. The issue there is you have a villain with shitty motivation, where its main villain in that series wants to make a virtual world, which is fucking stupid. And then in Tropical Girl Pretty Cure, you've only got slothful villains, which nothing wrong with that, but they don't have as much depth as say Shino in this series. So I will give this series credit. It has a pretty damn good villain. Okay, it looks like Mio might actually stop the roll because those series, I don't think they're going to be there for nothing. I think Uta's getting awfully cocky and saying that shit because I still think Nina has a few tricks to pull. And that actually makes sense. Huh. They actually never did explain why she went with Shino in the first. Oh man, what? Talk about it, taking your love of paint to yourself to the fucking extreme. Oh man. Ironic that she despises evil, despite her being one of the evilest individuals in the series. And y'all can't convince me otherwise. I'm pretty sure Shino gets smacked upside the head, she'll start feeling pain. Just probably needs someone strong to inflict it on Shino. Whoa! I wonder what's up with the fragment. Yeah, is she gonna shatter her own fragment? Because you never know Shino. She looks like the type of batshit and insane person that might actually do something crazy to herself. I gotta admit, the animation with everything being distorted actually looks good. I like the little scene with Miyako there, where despite her not having power, she still tries to protect other people. That's actually really sweet there. Yeah, she doesn't have powers, but that little scene shows a lot about her. Shino's past me? Oh, never mind. It's their own past then. I actually wouldn't mind if it delves into them tackling a bit of their own personal issues before they can actually get to fighting Shino in complete earnest, because if they do that, our girls will be psychologically stronger. Damn, even her own subordinates like freaking Mio and Uda. That's why I always love that loading. Oh, and thank you all for telling me last week that that's the loading screen, because it looks freaking good. Okay, now animation's suddenly good because you actually see Hyoidi's outfit move as she's moving. You see little details like the water in the sink dripping. Yeah, this episode's literally Jackal and Hyde, with some moments looking good like that, and other moments looking bad like the action bits. And this is what I've been waiting for, to see Hyoidi actually face her issues, and whether she's actually going to be able to face them in this loop, considering that her in the previous loop wasn't able to face her issues. And this is what I really like. What she's got to realize is that her in the previous loop wasn't her. Yes, it might have been a version of her, but she's got to consider it as a potential possibility of what could have happened. If she does that, she. Honestly, no one deserves to go through what Nina went through at all. Whoa! What the? What the fuck? Okay, for a second, it felt like she actually cut off a piece of her flesh there. Wow. Okay, at least now I know what the end I'm assuming the budget for because the last two scenes have actually been looking pretty decent, actually. And the music feels epic. Like all jokes aside, I wonder if the production staff saved all their budget for like the voice performances and the music, because that's in the writing, because that's where it's been consistently good. I mean, I guess you could argue the writing in the last few episodes hasn't been as spot on, but y'all get what I mean when I say that. Wait a minute. Looks like one of our girls might actually snap out of it. Oh, so is that theme. Finally, it looks like Mio's gonna do some against Shino. Oh man, I love where this is going. Ew, the bitch sounds pissed. Good though. I actually love to see Shino see like the scum she is. How the how the you know what it's I guess even suffering psychological pain is good for her. And I wouldn't say good for her, but she enjoys that shit too. The thing is though, that's just Shino's perspective. I would say Mio fighting alongside Yordi would probably be a great way of actually facing herself. Wait a minute. It looks like she's resonating because oh. Okay, I thought for a second there was a possibility that Shino might have been killed. But it seems like it might have been one of Shino's family members then. Kind of, I like how this is one of the few instances where we hear emotional weakness from Shino here. And you know what? It actually layers her a little bit more too. That she's not that wall that feels zero emotions and feelings and things of that nature. I mean, hey, the first step to growth is realizing your own faults. Hmm. The thing is, in her getting rid of her feelings, she's just running away from her problems and doing that. And it looks like I was on the money in her shattering her own fragment because It was setting up itself for that too. She may be saying that now, but I have a feeling she might regret that later on, though. Okay, she says she's different, yet she's trying to force upon change upon a large group of people. That's exactly what some people in life try to do. Just she's doing it on a larger scale, trying to tell herself that she's different. Oh, yeah, it does look like it's an M on the cliffhanger. Oh, never mind. It feels like it'd be way too easy to end like that, though. Wait, what is? I don't know why do you have a girl with the reflector ring, though. And the biggest shocker is no one's, aside from the reflector girl, it seems like no one's even noticing that things have changed. Just walking around about their day as if everything's normal. I wonder if some reality distortion went on. Because that's life. It's hard to appraise something's value unless you don't have it with you. That's probably why. It's hard to realize what you've had until you lost it. Hmm. Interesting how we're seeing a younger Shino, though. Oh, yeah. Okay, got admit that's a damn good cliffhanger. Okay, gotta admit, overall the episode was good, but with weaknesses, though. But it was good, which is gonna make it hard to rate this because it's like I know I rip apart other anime for doing shit similarly, but there was enough good into the episode where it's like I'm not gonna rip it apart though. But it is gonna affect my score of the series when it ends though. But here's what I'm gonna rate this episode. If I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being abysmal, 5 being average, 10 being exceptional, this episode's a 7 out of 10. Could have been a 9 out of 10 straight up if the writing stuff would have just slowed things the fuck down and they would have executed the animation better. Let me first explain what they did wrong. After so many episodes of the usual in line being built up, it is a fucking shame that they get their asses beat off screen. Same with all the stuff involving Ryoka, because it's like I wanted to see her actually take on Chino, and they just have her get her ass beat off screen. It's kind of annoying because it's like they spend how much screen time on certain characters just for certain characters not to amount to much. So those are some. Oh, and then the animation quality for the fight scenes. It's like the animators forgot to animate a fight scene. It's like, geez, why don't you just get the animators to do the opening to actually do the events in the episodes? Preview sounds pretty damn cool, though. And it does sound pretty promising. And in addition to all that, something about this episode that I also got to wonder too, it's like when it comes to certain bits, like say Hiyori, I kind of wish it would have spent a little bit more on that scene where she's tackling her problems. I would have loved to have seen it pace itself up a little bit more and slow down. Let me explain why. I would have just loved to have seen Hiyori just tackle her problems a little bit more, her emotional problems. It just felt they went a bit too quickly on that. And same with Ruka. They just skipped it altogether. At least with Hori, they gave us something. But damn! This episode feels like it's trying to rush towards the finish line. And that's where the episode sort of felt a little bit apart from a story standpoint, because you can definitely tell that my guess is since the series didn't do well in Japan, at least the anime, the game probably did well, but since the anime didn't do well, my guess is the production committee probably either reduced the budget for the anime or one of those two things. Because I remember the same thing happening in the King's Raid too. Like when it was finishing off its episodes, it was also in a similar situation as this series, where in King's Raid it had such low pre-orders, the pre-orders were canceled, and literally, aside from the pre-orders being canceled, there was a noticeable budget dip in the last few episodes, sort of like this series. And things started feeling, it's pretty much pulling a King's Raid, where the last few episodes you can tell things are being rushed, the budget's dropping, and you can definitely tell the quality ain't the same because, yeah, the pacing's choppy. I'd say there were upsides, though, that still made the episode good, but I preface this good with problems. Now, here's the good. I finally love seeing more of Uta's past at the very least. It was nice getting to see Shino's past, too, and seeing how much she suffered. They didn't give us the full details, but at least they gave us enough to be like, yeah, this girl suffered a lot. So I'll give it credit for that. And another thing I do have to give it credit for is Mio did go through some character development. And actually seeing that, yes, she legitimately does care for Shino. And this episode did a good job of justifying why someone like Mio would care about Shino. Because Shino was that figurative helping hand when Mio was pretty much close to giving up hope. So this episode did have emotional moments like that, where when she mentioned that she wanted to save Shino, I was like, you know what? I think Shino a bitch, but now I understand where Mio's coming from. So it did good there. And from a character standpoint, at the very least, you did see a little bit more toughness from Hiyori. But in saying that, from an entertainment standpoint, the episode also partially suffered too, though. It's like the choreography with the chains is pretty bad. And I've seen a lot of animes with chain animation, like from the Hunter x Hunter series, when you have choreographic utilized chains, that's how you should animate chains. Fluidly, with lots of movement, with a lot of weight behind it. Here, it didn't feel like the chains had a lot of movement. Hell, even Saint Seiya from the 80s, whenever you had characters choked by chains, like when you had Shun choked by the strings of Mine in one of the arcs in Saint Seiya, you saw the markings on his body after he was hit by strings. Whenever Shun utilizes his chains against the opponent, sometimes you see chain marks on the body. Here, whenever you see someone chained up, you don't see body mark damage from the chains. It kind of lowers a little bit of the visceralness of the fight scenes, because it's like, it makes it feel a bit too clean. You don't see any of that grit. And that's my issue with the series, because it's a magical anime. Not only is script important, but since it's a magical anime, by definition, spectacle is important too, because that's part of the series. It's part of the package. If you fuck up the spectacle, you kind of fuck up the enjoyment factor of the series. So that's where some of the issues lie, because the only magical animes that can get away with bad visuals are pretty much just anime like Princess Tutu, where Princess Tutu, it's less of an action-based series and more of a comedy, drama, romance series, and less about action. Or in the case of Milk Your Dream Mix, that's more of a comedy series than anything else. But in saying that, though, I gotta still compliment it because there's more positives than negatives. But at the same time, though, I'd be a lying sack of shit if I just ignored all the problems over the last few episodes. As for animation, I don't even need to go there. I already went there with the animation call. Y'all already know my thoughts. It's objectively bad. Just compare it to all the other Master Girl anime entering the season. Hell, just compare it to the JC Staff anime, because this is animated by JC Staff. They literally are doing Eden Zero, which looks better than this. Miyuki Dream Mix, which looks better than this. The only other anime that this looks better than from JC Staff this season, this looks better than the Duke of Death and is made, and that's it. But that's a low bar because the Duke of Death and is made is literally a CGI slice of life anime with no budget. So that's not even a good. That's like, what the fuck? So you can tell this series is getting the shaft from JC Staff. You can tell JC Staff doesn't, and they don't give a fuck about this series. You can just tell, which is a shame. Because the script is good, but you can tell the animators don't give a fuck. And literally prioritizing everything to Miyuki Dream Mix and Eden Zero. You can just fucking tell. Which is a damn shame because, again, I'm liking the character development for Mio. I'm liking Shino as a villain. It's a damn shame. But yeah, overall, I liked the episode, but it was hampered by pretty much a lack of proper execution. I hope episodes 21, we see the animators at JC Staff get their shit together. Oh, almost forgot to mention JC Staff's 5th anime, Kyo in the House. And that one, yeah, you know what? Yeah, JC Staff, they haven't been doing a good job animation-wise this season because out of their 5 animes, only 2 of them, well, one of them looks decent. Miyuki Dream Mix looks a little bit above average. And Eden Zero looks good. But the other 3 don't look that good. So, yeah. This is definitely a season where you can tell JC Staff, they're phony in animation-wise. And I know because I'm watching pretty much all their anime this season. But regardless, still like the series. I just hope they fucking execute the finale. The last few episodes. If they do, it's not going to make up for some of the poorly animated episodes of the series, but it will at least make the series a little bit more memorable, and they'll be making it a little bit more easier to recommend because with the way the series is, I can only really recommend this series to hardcore Mature Girl anime fans, and that's it. I really can't recommend this to anyone else, which is a damn shame. And apparently this series has only got 4 episodes left. Holy fuck. How are they going to cover everything in like 4 episodes? Because literally in 4 episodes, let's see. In 4 episodes, they have to deal with the whole plot point about Ahito getting her emotions back, Miyako, them fixing Miyako's fragment. They got to handle the Shino stuff, which I'm assuming that's going to take a whole episode. I don't even know how in the fuck this series is going to handle everything in 4 episodes. I mean, I hope. But damn. I'm not saying this series is a disaster, but holy shit. If they don't execute properly, it's going to be a shit show. I hope not, though. I hope not, because I really have some hope for this series, but holy shit. Now looking at the length of the episodes left, man, that's kind of sad. That it's only got 4 episodes left. But you know what? I'm going to still be optimistic, even though I've seen a lot of anime go through similar things and, fall apart. I'm going to still hold up hope because some series sometimes still actually manage to execute the last second. But yeah, enough about my thoughts about Blue Reflection. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how I feel about my reaction or the episode itself in the comment section below. Hope y'all rate the video, share it, comment, or subscribe, and I'll see y'all later if you come back for more. Because I'm definitely going to be reacting to episode 21. But anyways, y'all, thank you very much for watching my video, and have a fantastic day, everyone. Bye bye.